Hello, welcome to our channel, Living in the Tennessee Bottoms. I'm Miss Libby, and
I'm Mr. Berry.
we're doing something different today. Instead of cooking and being outdoors, we thought we'd show y'all some of our finds that we've collected over the years. And to show, these right here, we're not antique dealers, we're pickers. And we've been doing this for at least 15 years, would you say?
Yeah, it's been a while. And the reason she says that we're not antique dealers, whatever, we've on one of the videos she's made, touring a home. Somebody made a comment about a certain piece. Well, we apologize if we mislabeled something, but we go by Google a lot. We take pictures of it and go by Google. So by no means we're not any expert on nothing. Some things we call vintage, some things we call antiques. To you, it may be an antique, and someone else may be vintage. To us, we just like this stuff. And Miss Libby, how much stuff you got today?
We've got 10 items we're going to show. Some of these items that we've grown up with, and I know some of y'all did not have these items when y'all was growing up, and we fell in love with them because some of these items we just was raised up with it. Ready to show the first item?
Yeah, go ahead, bring it on out here.
Okay, the first item is, I don't know if everybody has ever seen one of these old phones here. And whenever I was growing up, we didn't have a telephone, but Barry lived across the street from me. But they had a telephone, and he probably could tell you more about it. This thing weighs a ton. I guarantee it weighs at least, well, I feel how heavy that is.
Yeah, this is one of the heavier ones here.
It's a heavy
And like
one.
Miss Libby was saying is, we know the phones were somewhere invented around the end of the 1800s. This particular phone,
This
I
was
believe
in
they
the 1950s.
1950.
In the 50s.
And it's amazing. Everybody's so used today to the, we carry a phone in our pocket. I'm surprised we ain't got one implanted in our head. It's probably coming. But that being said, me and Miss Libby was raised together. We was raised right across the road from each other. As a child, early, was about 5 years old. We went to the first grade together, picked cotton together. When we lived down there, we didn't have a phone. And we always had to walk up to the neighbor's house to use a phone for anything. But when we moved from there, we moved down to another place called Seat Ridge. It was Gum Flat. No, we lived in Gum Flat originally. I didn't Seat Ridge. When we moved there, Miss Libby done moved in behind us shortly. And there was no phone lines, believe it or not. I mean, y'all gonna think we're old as dirt and dinosaurs, but we're not, are we? But there was no phone lines, and when they started running, I think I was around 10 when we moved down there. Next thing we know, they're running phone lines. People was knocking on doors, wanting to know if you want a phone. And when they first started putting them in, lo and behold, you was only, and a lot of people who will know this, was on a party line. And do you remember the party lines?
No, we didn't have a phone. Whenever I was growing up, we didn't.
Well, we got one, yeah.
But we didn't have a phone.
Yeah, we got one, and when we first got it, we lived on the road that made a loop. And when we first got ours, I think we was on, it might have been 8 people on the same line. And every person had a different ring. And 1 ring, 2 rings, 3 rings, on down so be it. And then within a month or two, you got down to 4 or 5 people on one line. And then eventually, within about a year or so, we got down to the point where we and a neighbor shared a line. So if you picked the phone, and it was coordinated 1 ring or 2 rings, so it was 4. Then if you picked it up and you heard them talking, you just had to put the phone back down until they got done. Then if you called someone, what about the great Disney signal?
Well, I do remember when we used to go and borrow somebody's phone. We'd go and ask if we could use their phone. Like this right here, whoever had this phone, it had area code. It had 901-742-3635. Well, you had to, dial all these numbers. But if you was to miss one and miss the wrong number, you had to put your phone down and do it all over again.
Yeah, if it just went halfway, if you didn't make it all, it had to come all the way.
All the way around.
Man, that's tougher. It needs an oil on that place.
Yeah, this is old. But another thing I remember is whenever you was calling somebody and it was a busy signal, and it was just you would have to hang, put it down, and they didn't have voicemail or caller ID or any of that stuff. So, but some of y'all that's our age, y'all probably remember the phones like this, but some of our newer ones that's watching, I just want to show y'all.
I can still remember our phone number as a child living down there in the bottoms, and it was 285-2289. It's like the phone number becomes part of the family. We got a phone number now as part of the family, even though we still don't never use it. But the rotary phones here was, I mean, it was something else in its time. It's amazing that we still have one of these. There's all kinds of things that go wrong with them. For instance, if you was on a party line and the neighbor was on it, it may be busy for a while,
So we just want to show y'all a phone. We found this at an auction, and we just it just brought back some memories, and we just bought it just for that. It's probably ain't much value in it, but it's the sentimental value of the memories we had.
Yeah, the thing about it is when you went to work and you didn't carry a phone in your pocket, and all your troubles stayed at wherever you was at. You didn't have to take them to work with you. Whatever you had to do is it waited till you got home and everything. So on that one, we're going to grab another piece here. So go ahead.
Okay, the next item is this little teddy bear, and it's a penny bank teddy bear, and it had a cork in it. This right here is, I didn't buy it to sale. This little bear here was on our dresser all the years I was growing up. So it's just a lot of good memories about this teddy bear with blue eyes, and I just wanted to show y'all this. I don't know if I know they made all kinds of penny banks back then. They actually made a pig.
Well, my question is, do you have a label on the bottom of it?
The label on it.
Miss Libby's been labeling stuff because.
I have it. I need to, because, like I've said in my other videos, in most of our items we tell about where that item came from. So when we're gone, that the kids and grandkids can see where this item came from.
Yeah, whether it was ours and belonged to the family, or whether it was some of our picking stuff. So we have a lot of really nice items that we've bought at some of the auctions. And Miss Libby's been labeling them, saying where it came from. It's not ours, but it's like this particular piece right here. I know we all have pieces like this that mean a lot to us, but I think I heard, I don't remember, it was John Hagee or Adrian Rogers were saying things that mean so much to us when everybody leaves the cemetery. I know it's just kind of morbid, but a lot of it be going to the trash and to the garbage. But if you got it labeled like Miss Levy's talking about, somebody's going to pick it up and look at it and go, that meant something to them. And it very well may stay in the family, but you just never know.
Yeah, but I just want, if y'all have any of these items here, just put it in the comments, because we would like to see some of your treasures. But this right here is something like, it probably is no value to this little piggy bank.
It's valuable to you.
But it's valuable to me, just to see it sitting somewhere and knowing that I saw it when I was growing up. And when my mother, when she, excuse me, when she moved to a little apartment, she was downsizing, and this is one of the things I asked for, so she gave me this.
And you have to remember, well, what a lot of our viewers and our subscribers don't realize is, living in the Tennessee bottoms, is that a lot of us lived in very small houses. We were all farmers, and we lived in 4-room houses. Most of them did not have running water. Most of them didn't have indoor plumbing at all. So you had very few items. You had very few knick-knack things sitting around. So what you did have meant a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a 4-room house with 6 people living in it, in most cases, and sometimes 8. All the room was very valuable. Every little inch of space of that house was valuable. So you didn't have a lot of knicky-knacks and furniture sitting everywhere. So I mean, that's the reason it means a whole lot to us. And we're going to move on. We're going to move on to our next piece.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miss Libby. She's going to grab our next piece.
Okay, our next items they're called hobnob. Am I saying that right?
I believe you're saying it right.
Hobnail.
Hobnail. Hobnob or hobnail?
I want to say hobnob. It's hobnail milk glass items. So we've got 2 lamps here, and we bought a lot of these lamps. We used to have booths all over the place. We've had several booths, and we've sold these things like cotton candy, you know, the old saying. And then here's we thought was a pretty piece. It's a basket, and it's got the hobnob on it.
You can see this part here. Miss Libby was just explaining to me. I don't know a lot about this, but I can tell by looking at this here. She was saying that it was something to do with Fenton.
Yeah, I think Fenton Company put it out.
Yeah, we were never big glass collectors.
No.
Because there was people out there could tell you everything about them, because you can see the cut on this is different. You can even see the cut on this right here is different than the cut on this. These knobs here are all further apart, and even the same way here. These knobs are closer together. These knobs are further apart. I know it means something, so I know someone out there in the comments can tell us what we have, but you know, it's always been to the eyes of the beholder. Yeah. You know, for someone, they may not pay $2 for this, but someone else who grew up with this as a child may pay $200 for it. To us, we kept certain pieces because we really liked how they looked, didn't we?
Yeah, we have seen a lot of stuff in our time since we've been picking. But these here are items that we kept.
Came from different sales.
They came from different sales, different states.
Yeah.
But these right here are just.
I always thought this one here was unique. It was like we're saying all the different pieces.
I think this right here, they put perfume in there or some kind of way.
It might have been meant for something else, but they might have put perfume in it. But these all were collected at a different sale at a different place. Like every weekend, we'd get up and we would pick up the sale we was going to. It may be 100 miles away. It may be 50 miles away. But they weren't all bought at the same place. That's the reason it means something to us, because it was an adventure for us every weekend. We'd go out and we would go to different sales, and we found a piece, and sometimes, you know, we'd get them for a little nothing. Sometimes, you know, most time I wasn't going to pay up for a piece of this right here, and I really liked it. You know, we have another light in there we'll show later on, but like I said, I always thought this here was really unique, and even this glass right here, when the light shines through it, I just noticed it. When the light shines through, you're saying something about it being iridescent.
Yeah, it's a real thing. If it's kind of like a halo when you hold it up in the light.
Yeah, I can see the light coming through that now from over here.
The real thing. So
that being said, we just wanted to show these pieces here. I know a lot of these pieces here is going to bring back some memories to a lot of different people, because some of these right here, I think we've got one piece that actually had a wick in it, like a oil lamp. I can't remember for sure or not. But we like it. We got some more pieces we'll show you. And on that one, we're ready to move on to the next piece.
Okay, this is an old antique paddle butter churn. So I think it dates back in 1920s.
I've got what you said.
But it is so old that the top is rusty. And it's still.
And there's a lot of different versions of this particular one.
Yeah. The
gearing system on here is different from different ones, but they all done the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I think this is unique. I always wanted one of these, and we was at a sale, and this came up, and it was going up high. Yeah. And Mr. Berry said, we're at this sale, and we might not see another one. So he kept on bidding until he got it, which we didn't pay too much. I still remember the price. We paid $60 for it, but you know, we don't really like paying a lot for stuff. You know, if we can get it for a lower price. But this year was, I don't remember the past 15 years ever really seeing very many of these.
No, we didn't see, you don't see very many. You can go on eBay or Etsy, whatever it is. You can see them on there. There's a bunch of them. You can buy them online. Some of them are less than what we paid. Some are 3 times what we paid. But it's like on the American Pickers on TV, Frank and whatever his name is, I can't remember the name. But they was always arguing back and forth. It's like, if you're there and that's it, buy it. Yeah. Because you may never pass that way again. And this was one of those deals. Normally we wouldn't pay up for stuff like this, but I mean, it was a unique piece and we wanted it, so it meant a lot to us and we bought it. The other churns you used to see, I imagine y'all seen the taller porcelains,
that we growed up with. Yeah. Was made out of pottery, kind of like
they were the tall number 3, number 2, and had the churn that goes up and down like that right there. I can still remember as a boy having to churn butter for my grandmother before I could go outside and play. I mean, that's just old school, but it's a very unique piece. We really like it and everything. So, you know, if any one of y'all got any history about this, just leave us a comment and we'll be glad to get back with you. We ready to move on to our next piece?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the next piece we got here is something other that I was very just tickled to get. You can see it, and once again, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I'm pretty sure if you can see this, what it is, this looks like something other. I believe I looked it up. It's what they made musket balls out of, you know, the round balls. You can see it's got the round, it's got a port here. This is what you would heat up over the fire, because that's a heavy little piece. The cell we was at, don't remember where it was at, but I can still remember sitting there in the crowd, because when you take your folding chairs, you put them out, and this piece here was sitting on top of another piece, and they were doing group sales because the sale wasn't going real good, so they were selling like 3 or 4 items at a time. But this was sitting on top of something other that I looked at and I thought, I really would like to have that. I remember us getting to the sale, me walking around looking, I thought this is really going to go for a high dollar. Because there's a lot of Civil War people and just collectors in general just would love to have this. And this was sitting on top of it. I made a bid. It was just a few dollars. Just on a bunch of junk that was sitting there. And this came along with it. I was tickled to death to get it. To me, a lot of the pieces that we have, this one here is, to me, is so unique. To have something, I don't even know how far it goes back. You can see even where it's been fixed right here. If anyone out there knows more about this, please leave us something other in the comments. I'd like to know more about it myself and everything. But on that note, we appreciate you joining us today on a tour through things, our memory lane.
Yeah, we'll be showing some more things because we got several items that we'd like to show y'all. So if you don't mind, just hit the like button and subscribe button, and it sure will help our channel. And until next time, God bless y'all.